One aspect of the CASP test that you will definitely want to practice with your child is the ELA performance task. This task includes an essay that your child will have to type up on the computer in one setting and is different than anything they will have experienced taking the iReady test. So I'm going to show you how you can go over the rubrics with your child ahead of time and help them so that they feel very prepared for this task. So the first thing you'll do is you'll go to casp-lpac.org and you'll choose practice and training tests. Then you'll come to the second option in the middle, practice and training test resources. And you will scroll down to the second option that says CASP Smarter Balance ELA performance task writing rubrics. You'll notice there are a lot of different rubrics for different genres, but not all of these will apply to your child. So opinion essays are for students in 3rd through 5th grade, but that changes to an argumentative essay in grades 6 through 11. So they will either need to be prepared for opinion or argumentative. Narrative applies to students in grades 3 through 8. And informational applies to grades 3 through 5, with explanatory being for grades 6 through 11. So they'll either need to do informational or explanatory. So your child may have 3 different genres that they could be assigned, and you won't know until the testing date which one they are given. So they need to be prepared to write in any of these genres. And let's take a look at the narrative performance task. This is very helpful because you can print this rubric and it shows you how it's going to be scored. So a score of 4 is the highest score. This is above grade level. And the 3 would be proficient at grade level, the 2 approaching, and the 1 not quite to grade level. There's also a score of no score, which would be a 0. And this would be if they just copy, if they type in a language other than English, or this is the most problematic, they maybe don't read the prompt very carefully. So if this is asking them to write a narrative and they write an amazing opinion essay, they are going to get 0 points for it because they're not on the topic. So it's very important you show them this and that you encourage them to read the prompt several times to make sure they're very clear on what they're being asked to do. This is super helpful because you can see all of the things that are important in a 4, and then you can see that it's the same types of things, but they're just down to minor flaws or just adequate in the 3. In the 2, they are showing up inconsistently. So some areas are weak, or maybe certain areas are not as strong as others. And then in the 1, there is no development or certain elements are completely missing. So you can print this out, and I would encourage you, if your student encounters a narrative or opinion writing in their own curriculum, you can use this rubric to score them. And what you would do is just circle all of where they fall in each of these areas and take a look and see where they mostly land, an average of all of their scores. And you can let them know where they're at and what might be some areas for improvement in these different genres. Now, let's say you wanted to get an idea of exactly what types of prompts the student might encounter. So if that's the case, if you want some ideas on what type of essay to assign them, then you're going to need to go back to the practice site and choose practice and training tests for students, give the student access. You're going to sign in as a guest, select the grade level. And in this case, I'm going to choose 3rd. You're going to choose Smarter Balance Practice Tests at the top. And we're going to scroll down to the ELA performance task. Then I'm going to need to listen to the video and indicate that I can play it, and then begin the test. Now, this is helpful because you're going to be able to see a few things. First of all, your student is going to be given articles to read. Now, if this is the first time they're seeing this, it may be overwhelming to them. So you're going to want to just show them that they are going to have 2 or 3 articles to read. They can take their time reading through them. and they can move this so that it's easier to read the articles. And then they're first going to be given a couple of questions to answer. So this is common where they might have to go back to each of the sources and identify where certain information is coming from. It might be one of these or it might be both. And they have to indicate and they can check the boxes. Then they can go to the second question. And they're going to have to give 2 reasons from each source. So again, they need to read carefully so that they see that it's from source 1 and from source through 2, and they need to include the title or the number of the source that they're citing. So you want to practice how to go back to the task, the text, and how to paraphrase so that they're not plagiarizing the text, putting it in their own words, and giving the support. Now, if you're doing this orally with them for practice, then they will just need to type something in the box in order to move on. They don't have to answer the question. It could be something that you do orally and you just discuss out loud for the practice, or you may want to have them practice the typing. So either way, you will need to put something in the box and then they'll be able to proceed. And this is where you'll see the essay. So the essay clearly states the task, and it talks about how the class has been learning about different types of jobs and talks about finding 2 sources and taking notes. And then here are the directions. The student is going to have to come down here. It says to using more than one of the sources, develop a main idea about being an astronaut. So it's pretty open, but the student has to know that they need to come to these articles. They need to be able to figure out what's a main idea that they could support from these texts here. So maybe it's that it's challenging to be an astronaut, or maybe it's that it's exciting to be an astronaut. So they'd have to decide. And then it gives them very clear indication of what they're going to be graded on. So if you've gone through that rubric, they're going to understand what an introduction and a conclusion is. They're going to understand what it means to be well organized and to stay on topic and to use transitions. You can talk about that ahead of time. What would be some transition words that they could use? Also go over the fact that they need to quote if they're going to take it directly from the article and how they would cite those sources. Or they're going to need to really put it in their own words without copying the text. So then they're going to be expected to type out their essay and revise it in one sitting. Notice that there's a dictionary here, which is so helpful. It has a dictionary and a thesaurus. Let's say the student wants to find a different word for walk, and they just can't think of anything else. They've used that word over and over. You can show them how they can come to this. It will define the word if there's a word in there they don't understand, or they can go to the thesaurus and it will give them a lot of other options. Look at this, many other synonyms and related words that they could use. Okay, so that's a really helpful tool for them to explore and take advantage of. If they want to, they can take notes as they read the articles. They can use the line reader to focus on this as they're reading. They can zoom in and out. Now they can't type their essay here. And if you want them to get comfortable with this interface, it's a good idea. Just be aware that once you proceed and you go to reaching the end of the test, once you submit this test, this is not going to save your essay. So if your goal is to edit this essay and to go back with the student and revise it and grade it, you're going to want them to type this in a Word doc, a Google Doc, so that you're going to be able to save it to your computer. And that way you could utilize it and you could have them revise it and work with it. Once you submit this, this will not be saved. So just keep that in mind, even though it is a great idea for them to practice using these tools and to get comfortable with typing. One other aspect that you'll want to make sure you go over with your student is how to use the caps lock or the shift key to type uppercase letters, how to find periods, question marks, and all other types of punctuation if typing is new to them, so that they're comfortable editing their essay and submitting a finalized version. I hope that you found this video helpful and that it helps you to practice the ELA performance task with your child.